for the state high school football champions. For Mountain Crest, it begins the chase for the state's most elusive runner. Woods Cross senior Kitt Rawlings takes the Wildcats into their playoff opener with a huge pile of yardage behind him. Kitt Rawlings has frustrated defenses all season. Last week, he made a mess out of Bountifuls. The Braves head coach refused to allow his players to comment on Rawlings' performance this week. The Braves would like to forget. The Wildcats never will. When the game had ended, the statisticians figured Rawlings had chewed up 397 yards. The coaches were amazed. They were also wrong. What happened when they re-added you?
They came out with 417.
I bet you love that.
Yeah.
We've re-added it several times. Everybody wants to look at it and add it up, so it's been added a lot of times. It's 417 on 35 carries, so it's over 11 yards a carry.
417 yards could be a state record if they kept such things. Nationally, Rawlings is some 200 yards shy of the best ever. His latest performance is remarkable, considering that Bountiful has been ranked near the top all year.
When you play in a team like Bountiful, you know, we were just fired up, and, you know, I just put everything I had into the game.
Obviously, to get 400 yards, he's a great back, but our offensive line did a great job opening the holes, and then he did some things on his own after that.
I was tired for a couple of days. I was tired.
Rawlings should be exhausted. Most squads won't deliver as a team what Rawlings did as an individual against Bountiful, leaving opponents' defenses with one target, and the belief that if you stop Kitt, you stop the Cats.
Let's hope that's what they think, and, you know, they can't stop him anyhow, so.
Of course, he becomes the target now of recruiters. Utah, BYU, Wyoming, Washington, among the schools.
The college scouts are just salivating.
Well, certainly after a game like that, and he's had quite a few of them this year. Not that high, but he's rushed for, you know, about 175 yards a game. That's not bad.
Incredible. Thanks, Dave.
Would you believe a tie that you cannot use to hide?
This afternoon against Mountain Crest, he scored all 5 Woods Cross touchdowns. He ran for a total of 275 yards, and he also had 73 yards receiving. Most of those came on this screen as Rawlings went the distance. It led Woods Cross to a 35-22 win over the Mustangs. On the scoreboard in 3A was Logan over Tooele.
Business.
The state playoffs open today with games scheduled from Logan to St. George. KUTV's Reese Stein has been chasing all over town following the action, and he's here now to give us an update.
A lot of fun today, I'll tell you. The playoffs started with a classic at Alta, the defending 4A champion Hawks against Region 1 tri-champion Davis. Now, Alta has struggled all through October and found themselves down 7-6 in the second quarter when Davis's Brian Kinniston breaks loose on this 35-yard touchdown romp. He also scored on a 44-yarder, and the Darts had a 14-6 lead, but Alta ties it up. Here, Brett Bryan, number 2, breaks loose for a 35-yard touchdown scamper. The 2-point conversion made it 14-all. It was Bryan's second score of the game. But in the fourth quarter, Bryan scores again, this time on this 17-yard rump, and that gives the Alta Hawks their first lead of the game at 20-14, but they miss the extra point again, and that would prove to be fatal because with just 43 seconds to go, the Darts on a 1-yard dive by Kinniston again tie it up. It was his 3rd touchdown and his 3rd extra point of the game. He had all 21 points, gives Davis the win and knocks the defending champion Hawks out of the tournament 21-20. The 3A tournament, Woods Cross hosts the Mountain Crest Mustangs, and the white-clad Mustangs tie things up on this great 42-yard pass from Dave Johnson to Steve Pond. But the Mustangs just couldn't stop Woods Cross great running back Kitt Rawlings. Watch this. The shifty Woods Cross speedster breaks tackle after tackle, and he scores here to give the Wildcats a 14-7 lead. He had 400 yards rushing last week against Bountiful. He had another 273 today, plus this 73-yard pass reception. And again, he breaks tackle after tackle. He scored 4 touchdowns today. Woods Cross advances into the quarterfinals as they won today 35-22. Now, on other 3A scores, we're looking at Jordan with
University, an academic institution.
It doesn't get much better than this. The Woods Cross Wildcats went wild in the first quarter, scoring 3 touchdowns. Ty Rogers hooked up with John Christofferson for 2 of those as Woods Cross built up a 19-0 lead. But by halftime, that lead had turned into a 1-point deficit. DIXIE quarterback Tom Brown led the way by rushing for 2 touchdowns and passing for another. In the third quarter, the Flyers took an 8-point lead on the fake field goal that fooled everybody, including our photographer, but he recovered quicker than the Woods Cross defense. It was 27-19 Dixie. But late in the game, the Flyers fumbled deep in their own territory. Woods Cross recovered, and Kitt Rawlings took it over one play later. Rawlings added a 2-point conversion, and they headed into overtime tied at 27. In the first overtime, both teams scored touchdowns, added the 2-point conversion. In the second overtime, both teams missed field goal attempts. So we headed to a third overtime tied at 35. In that third overtime, Dixie scored a touchdown, but Rawlings, the Wildcats' big play man all year, came up with another one. He blocked the extra point, and Dixie led at 41-35. Woods Cross then scored on their possession, and Matt Clapman booted the extra point. The Wildcats came away with a 42-41 triple overtime victory in the best high school football game in years.
I think today the state sees what kind of team we have. I would never say die team, and it's a team effort. I will never quit until we make it to that state championship, because we're going to do it.
In St. George, Wesley Ruff.
The big guy, Sean Bradley, on hand to watch the Emery football team play in this contest. Going to BYU, of course. Word is that Richfield's Ryan Cuff will join him there. He's going to sign this weekend. Ryan Stilson of Emery, and a tipped ball to Cody Allred. He scores, but the Wildcats were much too much for Emery tonight. They were leading 21-6 at the half. Kitt Rawlings, 140 yards rushing, and Travis Jenkins, that man, a 51-yard TD. Woods Cross thumped Emery 28-6.
And everybody's starting to notice the character that we've got. We got receivers in Mike Rise, Showtime. We got Johnny Christopherson, and we got a heart. We got a quarterback with the size of a heart, bigger than his stadium.
We know what you mean, Kitt. Logan versus George.
Tonight's game featured two teams in their first year in the 3A ranks, Emery and Woods Cross. Emery was down 7-0 when Ryan Stilson's pass was tipped by Kitt Rawlings, but right into the hands of Cody Allred, who never broke stride en route to a 63-yard touchdown. But the rest of the game belonged to Woods Cross. The Wildcats took control in the second quarter when Ty Rogers hooked up with John Christopherson for a 10-yard scoring strike to make it 14-6. Rogers later scored on a 2-yard keeper, then handed off to Travis Jenkins, who broke this one up the left side for 51 yards. The Wildcats romped to a 28-6 win over Emery to earn a spot into the finals.
This is it, and everybody's just coming together. You can see it tonight. Everybody just united. Everybody contributes 110%. That's what it takes. We got everybody. It's going to be great next week.
The Wildcats' opponent in next week's championship game will be the Logan Grizzlies, who will be trying to do what no team has done since 1972-73. That is win back-to-back 3A state titles. The Grizzlies got a big game from quarterback
Ty Rogers here sneaks in from 3 yards out, giving Woods Cross a 21-6 lead. Then came the big play. Travis Jenkins breaks it up the middle. And, folks, he's long gone. A 57-yard touchdown, and the Cats could win it all next week, the final 28-6. Now, the other 3A semifinal game, that's Logan again.